Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are about to jump into part C of Bob Dylan's No Direction Home. This is like a spoiler-free version that was edited. So this is great for me because we don't want any spoilers as we go into the album reactions. But yeah, we're gonna watch this together, and you should have seen part B that I added yesterday. So as I had shared with you in the description for No Direction Home, I'm not gonna be adding this to YouTube. I am going to keep it on Patreon for now because I'm kind of navigating some issues over there. For example, freewheeling was taken down. We'll move freewheeling over here. And you know, I'm anticipating that others will be blocked. Hopefully the channel remains intact. But yeah, let's jump into part C. I really enjoyed part B. Watched it again today. Just really loved, you know, seeing Joan talk about him and seeing their relationship and all those things. Really nice. So, and seeing parts of his humor in person and also his performance on stage. Love that. Let's go.
How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man?
The March on Washington was not only a moment of extreme hopefulness, it was a moment of the confirmation of the possibility of that hope becoming a reality. That was the moment of recognition of what people could do to change history.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
I was up close when King was giving that speech. You know, to this day, it still affects me in a profound way.
I would like now to introduce a young singer from New York,
Wow.
BobDylan.
He performed like that? That's
I looked out
crazy.
the podium, I looked out the crowd, and I remember thinking to myself, man, I've never seen such a large crowd.
Oh, the time will come up when the winds will stop and the breeze will cease to be breathing. Like the stillness in the wind before the hurricane begins, the hour that the ship comes in.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
And the ship's wise men will remind you once again.
I swear to you, I don't know, it gave me goosebumps. I can't believe that Bob Dylan was a part of that. That's crazy. How many, it almost feels like he's lived so many lives, 20 or 30 different lives, because this is unbelievable. Wow. Bob Dylan has been around for a long time, but my gosh, he was here for this. That's insane. That's insane.
Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
That's crazy.
And the ship's wise men will remind you once again that the whole wide world is watching.
He would take individuals and infuse them with life that you could understand. So even if he never considered himself a protest singer, he was a protest singer. And he saw what was happening all around him. And everybody else saw what was happening all around them, but he voiced that for the first time.
Hard rain's gonna fall, means something's gonna happen. Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? And where have you been, my darling young one? I stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains.
That's crazy.
I've walked and I crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles in the the mouth of a graveyard. And it's a hard, and it's a hard, and it's a hard, and it's a hard, and it's a
Shot. Oswald has been shot.
rains are gonna fall.
We were going to make this world a decent, better place, but that loss, I think it traumatized the nation terribly. The emergency civil liberties.
I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared to hear that or see that. That's very upsetting for me. I can't, I spoke on it recently in another album reaction, but I don't want to talk about it again. I'll tell you about it next year, when the time is right. But that was very, very upsetting for me. If I knew there was going to be violence, I probably wouldn't. I don't know, because I want to know, so... And I just wish I knew that was coming. That was sudden and scary. All right, let's keep going.
Liberties Union was people who were really deeply involved in progressive politics, were idealists and had a dream about fairness and justice. Well, here's Bobby, he's 21 years old or whatever, he gets up there, and they're giving him an award, and his discomfort was extraordinary. And he pointed his finger at them and he said,
I haven't got any guitar. I can talk, though. I want to thank you for the Tom Paine Award on behalf of everybody that went down to Cuba. First of all, because they were all young, and it took me a long time to get young. And now I consider myself young, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I'm young. And I only wish that all you people who are sitting out here tonight weren't here. And I could see all kinds of faces with hair in their head and everything like that, everything leading to youngness.
You know, they were trying to build me up as a topical songwriter. I wasn't never a topical songwriter to begin with. For whatever reason they were doing it was reasons not really, that didn't really apply to me.
Old people, when their hair grows out, they should go out. I look down to see the people that are governing me and making my rules, and they haven't got any hair in their head. I get very uptight about it. There's no black and white, left and right to me anymore. There's only up and down is very close to the ground. And I'm trying to go up without thinking about anything trivial, such as politics.
The evening that Dylan was given the Freedom Award from the Emergency Civil Liberties.
He's just like... Bob Dylan has a very sharp tongue. He has a very sharp tongue, and he's had it from the time he was young, and he just does not... he's very direct, but then at the same time, because he is so poetic in his approach, he does this in such an interesting way. Like, I just finished with Another Side of Bob Dylan, and he spoke about the sister and the mother, and he's just like so direct and like in a way kind of harsh with how he speaks about these things. He said, I see these people governing me and they have no hair on their head. Like, oh my gosh. And you know, it's interesting because he seems so like calm, but like he's so fired up. And I think it's just that he has like strong opinions is what it seems like to me. Of course, I'm learning Bob. I don't know Bob, but he seems to have such strong opinions that he needs to vocalize those things. And that doesn't, you know, the person says, well, even though he doesn't want to be a protest artist, he still is, because, you know, that's what the music was doing at the time. But I get it. Like, he's just a human being. He's just doing what we ought to be doing. And he doesn't, and I guess he didn't feel like he needed to be singled out to be this guy for that thing. And I guess I understand that. I like that. I like that he doesn't hold back. I like that you're given an award in such a place and you do not pretend to be somebody you're not. Go, Bob. Day one. Day one rebel.
Activities Committee. Apparently he got up, stood on his hind legs, and said he was not a political poet and nobody's left-wing servant, but a independent minstrel or something. And astonished and pissed everybody off by not being a nice trained SEAL.
People are expecting him to give the same thing over and over again and in a precise manner and a precise theory and in a precise way. And it got creepy because why should you have to push yourself into a tunnel that isn't yours? I mean, you're driving along and all these roads are apparent. Why do you have to take that tunnel and go in and it's literally a tunnel because it's political in its theory? Whereas you're out there driving around with all this other scenery going on, and that's what you're bringing out.
I was like an outsider. Anyway, I'd come to town as an outsider, and I still, in a lot of ways, I was still more outside than I ever was, really. They were trying to make me an insider to some kind of trip they were on. I don't think so.
He said, I do not think so. You go, Bob. You go. You tell them. I love that. Like, the fact that he decides that I'm not gonna like play anybody's game or be who you guys want me to be is so fascinating. Wow. The deeper we go into this rabbit hole, the better and better it becomes. I feel like what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna probably rewatch part one if it's a case where like after we put part B and C together and probably upload it. Anybody wants to see part A. As I said, there were issues with the recording, so I'll probably have to re-record it if you want me to do so. Or I could just probably do a high-level summary of my takeaways, something of that sort, or something of that sort. All right, well, thank you for hanging with me for part B and C of No Direction Home. And I shall see you in the next one. I feel like yeah. I shall see you in the next one. There's a lot of cool things coming. There are a lot of cool things coming. I can't wait to see what you think. See you. Peace.